realism. Now turn my dreams into gruesome scenes. Now I'm doing things I don't normally.
What makes a nigga think he can bite my shit and call his shit original? What's worse, telling me when you made the style we put down 3 fucking years ago? And that's just like a nigga wanna take all the credit. I bet it didn't even occur to me with eventually.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Weizie over at Blood, Sweat, and Bars. I'm here with
LiL Haiti. What up?
and today we're actually just doing a hopefully quick. We say they're quick. Sometimes they get longer. We're just doing a just like a little special episode about the 25th essential anniversary of Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yay.
Since it is collectively our favorite rap group for the most part.
True this.
There is a couple of arguments that can be made for others, but as a whole, it's definitely our solid top 2-3
it's
record.
Steady number one, either champion or number one contenders. Just nonstop.
Right. Like, essentially, for our top, they can rotate at any given moment, at any time, with no disrespect to any other.
Precisely. But Bone Thugs is usually one of the 1, 2, or 3 spots. Just not usually. Bone Thugs is always 1, 2, or 3.
So I'm throwing this out there. We are drinking.
There's that.
And it's nothing strong enough to make us mess up, I don't think. Unless we haven't drank in a while. We do drink a lot of rum on occasions, and these are just beers.
These are
so
beers.
We should be okay.
Should be.
So
Have you eaten?
I have not eaten. I have not eaten since yesterday, actually.
Neither have I.
And I'm throwing this out there also, so people understand what that means, is that it is currently 7:36 p.m. I have not eaten since probably 8 o'clock yesterday p.m. Now I'm about 24 hours no food.
I had.
You trying to say we can get drunk off of this? Is that what you're saying?
I had a blueberry muffin in that same amount of time. That's all I've had.
Wow.
And you know I love to eat.
Yeah, no, see, last night, before I started this fast, apparently, I went to this place, it's an island place called Donna's. It was a franchise.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's called
I've seen
Donna's. And I had some jerk pork with some rice and beans, and I demolished that.
Yo, I have not eaten anything except a blueberry muffin in 24 hours, and you're telling me about jerk pork and rice and beans. We gotta holler at them when we get out of here.
Yeah, no, I can text the wife that, hey, baby, how would you grab us some food? Even though while we were out there grabbing these beers, she said she was hungry, so...
All right, this is going to be a fast recording then to keep the peace in the Weizie household.
So like I said, this is the episode we're going to just showing love to Bone, because it's 25 years, and in the rap game, in the entertainment industry, unless you're one of the best actors ever, 25-year run, that's a run.
Phenomenal.
They can retire from a normal job.
But the rap game is not a normal job. And
but
it's phenomenal to see Bone Thugs still making music now.
So this was your idea. And this idea stemmed from the disrespect that Whack 100 was throwing at Bone, especially Busy Bone, calling him a rat and all that. And once we were discussing doing that as episode 3 of our normal Blood, Sweat, and Bars podcast, you came to the idea that you want to do a podcast on solo about Bone. Now, that took about a month longer than it should have.
We got to show respect to Bone Thugs and Harmony for what they've done for the game and how long they've been in it.
Right. So that's taken about a month longer than it should have. So
yeah.
Whack 100's old news now. We barely even mentioned that on the podcast that we just recorded for Blood, Sweat, and Bars episode 3.
True that.
So I'm not even worried about that. But
it was just funny to see Busy's reaction. He spent like a half hour on live that day.
Man, when he was getting told what Whack said and what happened between Whack and Lazy, Busy's just sitting there like, huh? What am I in the Matrix? Like, this guy just said he's gonna knock you the fuck out, and then you're gonna turn around and come back at me? I didn't do nothing. Like, how are you gonna say somebody's sitting there and punch you and knock you out and not focus on them?
Yo, Busy is a very interesting guy, and when we met him. We
he was interesting as all shit that night too. Talking about he likes to make macaroni and cheese, and
he's that single father culinary skill, man. He said that mac and cheese is on point.
But like, it's funny. All right, y'all I'm just gonna throw it out there because nobody knows it, right? One of our close friends. I don't even know if we want to mention real names here, but he's gone through so many nicknames.
Mark Wahlberg.
I wish. I wish I was friends with Mark. I don't even ask him for money. I just want to be able to say, "Hey, I'm friends with Mark Wahlberg." I don't even want benefits of money, nothing. I don't want to ask him for shit. Just go, "I'm friends with Mark." But a buddy of ours, it probably doesn't matter because he's doing his thing. A buddy of ours, Mark Pulaski.
True that.
He was doing writing column for his college paper. He's actually now producing a movie. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. He's actually producing a movie right now.
Yeah, he's worked on a whole lot of things. I'm happy for his work and proud of his success, man. Do your thing, bro.
But yeah, my boy Mark, he was going to college. He was working on the paper, so we all went out to a Bone Thugs concert. And I've been, for the past couple years before that, I'd been getting friendly and talking with Sloan, who's Lazy Bone's cousin.
Yeah,
Big Sloan or Sloan Bone, whichever one you want to go by. I'd been talking to him, and every time Bone comes down, you and I would go to the shows.
True that.
And Sloan would get us in the back, get us to the after party, then get us to the after party up in the suite, in the penthouse. So this one, we brought Mark along with us to the show, brought him along to the penthouse, to the after party, up to the penthouse, but at the after party, we're all hanging out, everybody's in the bar drinking, everybody's having a good time. And Mark walked up and asked Busy, like, "Hey man, do you mind if we sit down and do an interview for the school paper, for Miami-Dade paper?" Busy didn't think about it without a missing beat. Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
It was cool.
And we're
actually no, it was better than that because he said interview and Busy said and then Mark continued talking and said my school paper.
Right.
School. Busy turn is like, yeah, sure, no problem.
Yeah, Busy's about education.
For sure.
He wanted to help out a student. Cool.
That was literally one of the coolest.
First, I don't think any of us thought he'd agree to it.
No, not at all.
Because everybody's heard stories about Busy being kind of rough with fans. Kind of when after a show, he kind of gets in his own place, his own mindset.
He was definitely in his own place. Definitely,
but not in a bad way, not in a violent way, like I've heard and people.
He was trying to relax, cool down, mellow out. After
the show, because I was figuring that if anything, we were going to get like a phone number, and Mark could do like an over the phone interview sometime. Like, oh, give him a call, talk to my manager, and he'll put us in contact, and we'll do over a phone interview. But no, Busy. It's like, yo, let's do it right now. So the three of us, me, LiL Haiti, and Mark, we go walking with Busy out to the back. There's a table set up. It's on the beach. Chilling.
It's phenomenal.
Chilling. Beach. Relaxing. Mark starts talking. Asking questions. And it was a lot of the same generic questions that you hear. Because, let's be honest. Mark, me, you, a little starstruck. A little bit.
I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. When Busy said, yeah, come on. And sat us down at a table on the beach with our drinks, just chilling, talking to Busy Bone. I'm like, this is probably one of the coolest things that's ever happened.
And you and I had previously, on a couple other concerts, met Lazy, hung out with Sloan, and done stuff. We've met them all before, but never got to sit down.
Right.
And we smoked. We did something with Lazy.
Yeah, we talked to him. We talked to him for a good couple minutes.
With Lazy, we participated. 420 was yesterday, but we participated. Like, I don't. All right, I'm gonna throw it. I don't smoke.
Nor do I.
I'm not a smoker. I've tried it a couple times in the past. I've just never seen. I never got the benefit of it. Never saw the reason for it.
It's not my thing, and medically I shouldn't because I have asthma. But,
right, so we don't do it. But when you're up in a penthouse and you're with your favorite rap artists, and they try and they're like, yo, pass it. How do you say no? It's like Busy. If anybody from Bone Thugs, Lazy Bone, Crazy, anybody pass you, Snoop Dogg passes you, how do you say no to that? You can't say no.
Nope, not at all. Like, I would think about it for like a split second, like, am I going to die?
No, see, mine
Like my lungs is like, am I going to die? It might be worth it. Thank you, sir.
The split second thought through my head isn't even like, oh, am I going to do this? It's more like, is this really happening? Like, am I really being offered this right now? Because I'm about to do this. No ifs, ands, or buts.
It is what it is. But yeah, we sat down with Busy and
yeah. So Mark was asking, the generic questions, but also trying to like not throw out just the basic. Oh, so how was recording Hell's?
Because keep in mind, this was an off the cuff thing. We're all sitting there drinking, and Busy walks by,
and Mark just like out of nowhere. Hey man, I should ask him to get an interview. Like it was
like there was no planned questions or any kind of preparation.
Not a damn thing. So Mark had this thing that he liked to try and make himself stand out. Not even stand out. He just wanted to be a little different than any other interview. So he liked to end his interviews with a question that no other interview or interviewer would ask.
Right.
And as far as I'm aware, he's done it with other people he's interviewed, other actors and stuff that he's interviewed as well. He just likes to put that little stamp of something original.
Yeah.
And his question to Busy Bone was, Kraft or Velveeta mac and cheese?
It threw me off so much that I was still staring at Mark, and I almost missed Busy waving his hand like, yo, I don't fuck with Kraft. I'm a Velveeta. Or was it the other way around?
No,
but one of them he's like, yo, I don't fuck with that. I'm a Velveeta man, or I'm a Kraft man. I don't remember which one it was, but his reaction was so instant, and so sure.
He was not confused by the question. He was not thrown off by this random ass question about Velveeta or Kraft macaroni and cheese. He was there in the moment. He was on it. He knew that question was coming. He had the answer for it.
Hey man, it's that single father culinary skill. Box, cabinet, stove, boom. 3 minutes, eat, kids, go to bed. And then, Busy was ready.
it led to one of those things, like, I imagine anybody listening has had that moment where you've listened to a song 100,000 times, but you've never heard, like, you hear something all of a sudden for the first time in a song, that all of a sudden you hear it differently. Right? So after this interview, where we talk about mac and cheese, and he told us how he makes it for his kids all the time because it's real quick, easy, and he likes it, and he enjoys cooking, and he enjoys making it, and taking care of his family. Right? Then I'm listening to, I can't even think of what song it is now, but one of the songs that he's in, I think it's one of his songs, and he's just like, I don't care if you're my kid or not, I'll feed you if you're hungry. Like, just random. And all of a sudden, or something is you hungry. And I'm like, well, now that has a whole different meaning. Busy likes feeding people. Busy likes taking care of people. And apparently, according to the song, you don't have to be his kid. And he will make you mac and cheese.
I'm with it. I love mac and cheese. I seriously love mac and cheese. It's just a phenomenal revelation to me. We go into Cleveland and go by Busy's house and hey man, you got any mac and cheese in there, man? Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
So off the random topics of Busy Bone and mac and cheese and
it was just a real cool evening with Bone.
Something Is You Hungry? It was, I don't know, whatever, but it was Look it up. I don't remember what song it was. Something Is You Hungry? Yeah. So
it was just a real cool evening, man. A real cool moment with Busy, and
they were shooting dice
later on. Yeah, Sloan and somebody else was up there shooting dice. They were locked in.
Yeah, we were leaving. We were trying to say like later, thank you, peace out, whatever. And Sloan was like not even paying attention. He was focused on that game. And then we walked out. That's when we got Flesh. We talked to Flesh for a few minutes. We got a picture with Flesh, and yeah, man, some of the coolest guys I've ever met though. Because remember that that little rocker chick. They won the contest or something.
Yeah.
She went up on stage or whatever and won something. And essentially the prize was to come back to the after party and to the after party with Bone.
Right.
Which we were already in because we know people.
Yeah.
But her and her boyfriend or whatever, the guy that was with her, they'd been drinking a lot. And that's when Flesh was like, hey, stay here. Stay on the couch. Don't go driving, You sure you're all right? You can stay here all night. And like they were legit, like
Like they
don't
cool,
leave
they
here.
Cool people, yo.
You can chill here because if you can't drive, it's cool. You can stay here. Like that shit was eye opening. I was like, damn, these guys are legit. Now, granted, did they not want something to happen that they left the Bone Thugs area and now they're gonna accuse Bone for these people being drunk leaving a party? Maybe. I don't think so.
Yeah, that's not exactly what comes to mind because it was just so random. Like they didn't talk to anybody first. Like usually, that's a manager who thinks of something like that, like the culpability or whatever.
Exactly.
But Flesh was real cool that evening. So
he was pretty adamant about that too. But they still wound up leaving. But that was the same night that you, Mark, and I went with Keith G of the Thug Line camp with Crazy Bone. Yeah. One of his artists, Keith G. We went to Denny's.
That was mostly my fault, but it was funny, so I roll with it.
Yeah, I'm just standing there. All of a sudden, Hey comes out. He's like, "Hey, yeah, so we're gonna go grab some food with Keith." I'm like, "What?" I ain't hungry. I want to stay with Bone. I don't want to go with Keith. Keith, coolest dude, though.
I mean,
I'm glad we did. He was cool
we were considering leaving, and at the same time, Keith was asking
because we just said bye to Flesh.
Yeah,
we were out.
Yeah, Keith was asking about food and everything, and then he turned around to me and Mark. It's like, "Yo, where's there good food around here?" I'm like,
and this is like 3 in the morning.
Like, yo, where are we? Mark's like, we're near Oakland, and we're brainstorming. He's like, yo, there's a Denny's up there. He's like, there's Denny's? I'm like, yeah. Mark's like, yeah.
I'm not saying that it's good food. It's just, 3 in the morning good food.
Yeah, like, yeah, it's a couple miles away. He's like, yo, let's go. And it's just like, we don't work here. we don't work with you. And then we just somehow one thing led to another, and we ended up going with Keith G to Denny's.
Keith G the bum. He bummed the ride off us to Denny's.
It was awesome. It was awesome. That was a whole lot of fun. A whole lot of fun. And I ain't even mad that I had to work like 3 hours later. I ain't mad at that.
No.
Wouldn't trade that night for anything. That was awesome.
Yeah, no, that was a great night. So, you want to do this podcast for Bone. For sure, celebration, a show of respect.
For sure. So, here's the thing. Like, a lot of my friends tend to make fun of me for how much of a Bone Thugs fan I am. Like, yo, man, they fell off. Why are you still on this? Blah, blah, blah. Like,
just so you know, people make fun of people for liking Jesus, too.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Just saying.
It is what it is. But it's like, okay, maybe they fell off from a radio or commercial perspective.
100%.
Yeah.
But some of the best music's come since then.
They fell off from a radio perspective or whatever. But when people say, how can you still listen to this? I'm not still listening to anything.
When people say
Bone has evolved so much over the last 25 years, and the music is still fire.
Well, see, that's the thing. That's the problem that I think a lot of people have with, especially a lot of artists, is that people get stuck in the nostalgia,
right,
of it. So it's like, oh, yo, my first Bone album was East 99. That's where you had Crossroads, first of the month, like the real hit. Like, okay, so that's your first, okay, and that's the best. But the people don't grow with their artist. They kind of expect it to be like that for the rest of their life.
That is definitely the problem that you see with a lot of people.
So you run that with
more
Bone,
or less fans of Bone Thugs.
Well, Bone Thugs, I mean, you can do it with anybody. Though. Bone Thugs, you could. Eminem runs with that a lot. How many people you hear they want him to make another Marshall Mathers LP? They want to make another Slim Shady LP. Like you need to grow with these people.
Yo, it's not just the music to change. People and their lives have changed. Like,
right.
We went on this a little bit at the end of the other one, but yo, Eminem is not the same dude he was 12 years ago.
Right. I mean,
he lost his best friend. His life's changed dramatically. He's not the same guy.
Exactly.
The same music is not.
And Jay-Z did that recently with 444.
Right.
Like, he showed that, hey, I've grown up. Like, yeah, I'm a 40-year-old guy now. I don't rap about the shit I rapped out when I was 20.
Exactly.
I'm not selling rocks. I'm not doing anything like that anymore. I haven't done that in 20 years.
Exactly.
That's not what I know. Now, Bone, they still know their hustle because they're always out performing, they're always out touring, they're still on the hustle game. But they don't rap about, all the thug shit, all the murder and shit that was going on, because they don't live in that anymore.
Yeah, that's not their lifestyle. Like, and they can still reference it because that's who they were and how they sort of still carry themselves.
They can still do some tracks where they do stories and they tell stories from how it used to be for them, but that's not what they live now. You know? And people sit there and they want that old thuggish, ruggish ways. I mean, granted, I love the thuggish, ruggish ways. I wish they'd come out with another one, but I understand they don't. And that's also led to where Bone now, the shit they put out since then, is even better. Because they no longer focus on the thuggish, ruggish. They actually do the stuff where it makes you think. The actual deep, thought-provoking stuff. They actually have to open up and do their own music and open their minds. And to me, some of their... Not to say, their newer stuff, because it's, over 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
But that stuff that's come after Crossroads, after their big... Essentially, that's come after their drop from the mainstream. Some of their best music's come from that era.
It's true. It's true. There's always going to be the tracks where they come a little hard, like a rebirth.
Oh, of course.
And they've earned stuff like that, where in Rebirth and another song like that, where they say, "Yo, everybody want to sound like Bone, everybody want to rap like Bone." They've earned the right to say that because it's true. Bone Thugs and Harmony has laid the groundwork for so many people. And a lot of people that have a lot of influence from Bone, they won't acknowledge it.
No, they won't.
Like, they'll think that's them. But they don't realize they grew up listening to Bone, and they've incorporated that style. They think that's all them.
But it's also, that's maybe some of the older cats, right? Because these new cats, a lot of them kind of, when you listen to their music, even some of these mumble rappers, when you really listen to how they're actually doing the rhythm that they're using, it is very similar to a Bone flow.
Right.
But they're just not saying anything. But the thing is, I can guarantee you that half these mumble rappers don't even know who Bone Thugs is. Like, if you tell them Crossroads, they might know the song.
But they
don't know who Bone Thugs is.
They're not able to give you any kind of background information.
They won't be able to tell you even that the name's Bone Thugs, right? But their favorite rapper knows Bone Thugs.
It's true.
And probably got their style from Bone Thugs.
It's like
because anybody who wants to sit there and say, "Oh, Bone isn't the fastest. Bone is one of the fastest." You got Twista. It's a different type of fast. Busta Rhymes can spit. It's a different type of
Twisted Insane. There's a lot of fast guys out there,
right?
But
they spit fast. Whereas Bone does the fast, they throw in the harmonizing in a crazy way, and their rhyme patterns are completely different than what Twist and all them do. Bone can double time it, but they also harmonize it. And Bone brought that, throwing that singing aspect into it and making it all flow together perfectly. And people since then have copied it.
This is why
not as fast, but I
respect somebody like Murs, who will use his platform and one of his biggest platforms in a long time to give them a shout out. Like, really, outside of his releases, when was the last time you heard of Murs in a broad platform?
Since John Cena F the kid into a garbage can.
Exactly. So that Strangulation cipher with all strange music on it,
right?
He took the time out. I don't want to hear anybody harmonize unless it's Thuggish Ruggish, Lazy Crazy Busy Wish for Flesh.
But then he also adds that maybe I'm just jealous because my ass can't never sing. But you're absolutely right, because then you got people like Nelly. Nelly doesn't deliver obviously as fast as Bone.
No.
But Nelly does do the rap and it can throw and harmonize in it.
Right.
Ja Rule started trying to bite that too.
Ja Rule.
So Ja Rule was like, hey, I'm going to do my deep voice like DMX while I dress like Tupac. And I'm going to kind of rap and I'm going to kind of harmonize like Bone Thugs. Right? And then people to this day want to try and give Ja Rule credit for starting his singing songs that he was doing. Like, he was groundbreaking when he did that.
Which is, it's so annoying. Because actually, Ja Rule it was a decent concept for that time in the radio.
I have no problem with Ja. I like Ja.
Bone was already gone from the radio.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, I was like, yo, you didn't invent this, son.
No, you didn't.
This isn't...
Like I said, now granted,
you didn't start this.
Nelly, they're not spitting quick like Bone and then harmonize it, but they're still doing their raps and trying to harmonize it. And Ja Rule was even to the point where he's doing a lot more singing.
Yeah.
But still, like, doing the rap and harmonizing it when you can, that is definitely a Bone thing. I mean, I could be wrong. There could be somebody else that came out before Bone, but as far as I'm aware, no.
Not rapping and singing, not harmonizing.
Not in that way.
No, I don't. I've
heard rappers.
I can't think of anybody who's done it.
Because you say Biz Markie.
Since then,
Biz Markie sang.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But he didn't rap in the middle of his rap. Didn't go into a harmonizing singing at the same time. You know what I mean? Bone did. And others can do it now, and others have tried.
Nobody's been able to do it cleanly, as clean or as well as Bone.
No, it's come around.
It's gotten better, but no one's been able to.
Wreck.
They can't do it like Bone.
Wreck can do it, but he was influenced by him. Ritz can do it,
but he was influenced by him.
He was definitely influenced by him, but they have no problem mentioning him.
There's that.
They show that respect, and at the same time, they also do other styles of their own stuff that they do, but they can do it. Tech can do it. Tech's done it, and
right.
Tech does it flawlessly as well.
Right.
But he also knows, and Tech will tell you that Bone, he's a huge fan of Bone.
Right.
Like, and they all like each other. Man, there was supposed to be a Crazy Bone. I think this was supposed to be Bone Thugs and Tech album. Years ago, it was rumored, but it just never came to fruition. Like, it was supposed to come out.
So phenomenal.
Yeah, it was supposed to happen.
I can't even deal with it.
Oh,
that'd be so fucking amazing. But yes, Bone evolution. Right. All right. So you look at Bone, and it's like, obviously, 25 years since Eazy put him on. They've grown.
As far as I'm aware, they, as a group and their solo projects, you're probably looking at close to 80 albums.
Probably.
Maybe more. I mean, I could be up maybe a little less. I would check my iTunes right now because I got them all on my iTunes, but I wouldn't want to possibly piss off the computer and make it freeze from the podcast.
I mean,
but there's quite possibly, yeah, there is almost
there's a huge catalog, and it's not even going into the variety of what you're getting, because obviously Flesh got locked up.
Right.
That was a long time where
for waving an AK-47. Don't do that.
Exactly. That was a long time where all right.
Stack. What are you thinking, Stack?
It cuts you down to 4. Then obviously there's been the numerous times where Bizzy Bone didn't consider himself a member of Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Bizzy like to walk away sometimes.
I think there was a moment where he said, "Is Bone Thugs and Harmony featuring Bizzy?" Like he didn't consider himself part of the group,
right? Because there was some. It wasn't bad blood, but there was some tension because of BS that was going on. Indeed. Some misunderstandings, and that's been cleared up. They've now dealt with that several times.
Indeed. So I think what was 2009 when Flesh got out and all 5 of them got together and started recording again.
Unit 5, man. Unit 5.
Unit 5, fantastic. Mixtape before that. Mixtape before the actual official album came out. The mixtape is just as good as the album.
Maybe better, because the album.
You know what? Touche.
The problem with the album, solid album, and that's where you started the whole growing with the artist thing. Yeah. Because when you have all 5 back together for the first time in so many years, you want to hear that classic.
That classic sound. Yeah.
It wasn't that. There was a lot of other. Like beat.
There was a different tone,
There was some different tones. Still, very good tracks, solid tracks. There's a lot of people that do hate on it. I mean, I can see their point, but at the same time, it's like, yo, they're not Bone from '93.
Like, yo,
94, 95.
If I was in the WWE, I would come out to see me shine. featuring the Jennings, Life Jennings and J. Rush Jennings. I would come out to that music.
And see, I would come out to No Friends. Because it's like a...
I'm talking about Unified. Because
we could like No Surrender, you know?
Like we can definitely... There's a number of Bone songs that we could come out to as wrestling music. But at the same time, like, that album, it was different, definitely. It showed a lot of growth.
Rebirth was
amazing. It was unified. It was Universe.
Yeah, Universe was...
See Me Shine and Rebirth were the 3 songs on the album. I'm like, yo, this is a perfect example of their growth and the amount of skill they still have.
Yeah.
Because that Universe with the trading verses is just...
flawless, back and forth. Like every 3-4 words, and then swap over to somebody else.
Like it was sensational. I'm not sure. Like we said on last podcast, you know, put us up on Meth and Red, Wu-Tang, anything else like that. I'm pretty sure this is the closest we're gonna get to people being able to flawlessly trade bars and trade verses in mid-sentence.
The only one that I can think of, and I think we highlighted on one of our past podcasts in the intro, I think we discussed it, was Seth's Crew with Tech from Tech Nine Strange Music.
Yeah.
Seth's Crew, where they legitimately, but they don't go back and forth trading bars, but where you have UBI rapping, and then it kind of starts fading out a little bit, but then flawlessly fades in to Godimus finishing it and continuing on the verse.
Right.
Like, it is a very small fade out and fade in, but it's clean. And in the video, they show UBI rapping, and then, like, the platform he's on is, like, turning. As it turns, Godimus comes out, and he's going. Like, he just continues it flawlessly. Right. But it's not the back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Like trading every 3 or 4 words.
Yeah, every 3-4 words, sometimes one word.
Like, never been another that can spit it like us. All 5 of them say that sentence.
Yeah.
The shit is amazing. And then See Me Shine, bro, that's just a great song. They came from the heart, and with that tone.
You see, and that's the thing that I think a lot of people that do hate on that are familiar with Bone as a whole, not just like, oh, I know Crossroads and that's it, but like people who actually who do like it and didn't start hating on it. I think that's one of their problems, is that they like I said, they like East 99 style Bone.
They want they want nonstop body rock.
But when you talk to them, when you start talking about Art of War, the next album after East 99, they start getting wishy-washy on some of the tracks.
Right.
Because they kind of stopped getting... Some of the tracks, they stopped getting away from the real dark, gloomy, murderous beats and stuff that they got from DJ Unique. And they kind of start going a little bit of a different route. And people start already right there kind of changing tone on them, because it's not that same creepy vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, obviously, you take a song like No Surrender, where it's about killing police and going to the funerals, shooting up cops at the funerals, right? To a song like, See Me Shine.
No Surrender. It's so damn hard to say it's my favorite Bone Thugs and Harmony song, but it's top 5, and the top 5 rotates on a daily basis.
But what I'm saying,
because all their music, no matter what era it's from, just has an impact.
Right. But I think about like a lot of the finicky fans that sit there and complain about songs like See Me Shine and Rebirth is because they don't have that real street.
They don't have gloomy, that darkness to it that they wanted.
Exactly. And when you, because I mean, what you got? If I Could Teach the World.
Yeah. That
was on Art of War. And a lot of people don't like If I Could Teach the World. It's a positive track.
Like, come on, man.
It was like, yo, that is a good
Get over
track.
Yourself.
But it's like a lot of people.
It's a phenomenal song.
A lot of casual fans, like, they're like, okay, if Bone's not rapping about like real, like, murderous gangster shit if they're not rapping about a dead homie or if they're not rapping about weed, we don't want nothing to do with them.
Yeah, and that's hilarious and ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because if you listen to I Could Teach the World...
But those people there...
Art of War is good, but I Could Teach the World, that might be Crazy's best verse.
I can see that. I mean... I don't... I said that a little too soon. Because then I started thinking about it.
All right, fine.
No.
Delivery.
Because...
his delivery
because the
on
Friends...
I Could Teach the World is phenomenal.
Because they got that song Friends on there that I'm like, yo, I love me some Friends. That song is killer. And then...
Yo.
And then Body Rot's on there.
This is why we have a whole... we have a whole episode dedicated to Bone Thugs.
Because technically that's like the same era that like Look Into My Eyes came out. Like,
man. Like, because this music is phenomenal.
You know what else came out in that same era? We figure on that same album, you got Thug Love with Pac.
That was on wow. I quit. I take back what I said a good 30 seconds ago.
In that same era, it wasn't on the album, but Notorious Thugs was right there in that same time.
Yo, I really thought Art of War was a different album than that. Ooh.
No, Art of War was like 97.
Yeah, no, Thug Love. Ooh, no. Thug Love and Notorious. Yo.
Yeah.
Son, yeah. Like, we talked about
Precisely.
We talked about Spit Your Game on the last podcast, on the last episode.
Yep. On episode 3 of Sweat and Bars.
Spit Your Game is almost a remix of Notorious Thugs featuring Twista.
And 8-Ball MJG.
And 8-Ball MJG, yeah. But, yo, son, Notorious Thugs is one of those songs I can't hit skip. Thug Love is one of those songs I can't hit skip.
Notorious Thugs so much to the point that it's now several years ago. I've had it in my laptop forever, it seems like.
Yeah.
But they did a rock or punk goes crunk album where punk bands do crunk music, is what they called it. But a group called Scary Kids Scaring Kids.
Right.
And I just thought it's Scary Kids Scaring Kids did a cover of Notorious Thugs. And I have to listen to that when it comes on. I can't skip it. It's not even Bone. But I know what it is. And I have to listen to it.
It is what it is. It is what it is. It's
Hazy in the booty call.
Nah, it's not. That's not what that is. And unfortunately, reject call with message. All right. Sorry about that, cuz.
He'll be all right.
The train of thought has left the station.
Really? That's all it took?
Yes. Because I was in the middle of the thought.
Notorious Thugs?
There we go. There we go. All right. Sensational. We are drinking. I want to put that
on empty stomachs, and we're 2 in each.
I want to remind people of that. Empty stomachs and exhaustion, because we work like 9 to 5, 8 to 2.
Plus other jobs.
It is what it is.
Which adds into the sparsity of episodes at times.
Exactly. But Notorious Thugs, like, yo, it doesn't really get much more essential Bone than that. Because you got them... Aren't they the only ones who has worked?
I know where you're going, and yes. They've worked with...
It's fucking amazing.
I mean...
They've worked with Pac, Biggie, Easy.
Apparently, I know Crazy's worked with Big Pun.
With Pun.
There was one track, they say it's Left Eye. I don't think it's Left Eye on it. But apparently Left Eye.
Like, come on, man. This is legendary.
I mean, I can't think of there's a couple others that Bone... Then you can add in Bone was the last group to get a signed okay sample permission from Michael Jackson.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but if your favorite group was not Bone Thugs, they just lost.
And I always remember hearing, I couldn't look it up now where I heard it from. I know it was on one of the Bone sites I'm on, where Michael had said that he was a big fan. That possibly, if I remember correctly, that it was one of his favorite groups.
It wouldn't surprise me, because I know there's a lot of their music he probably wouldn't agree with, but they're positive songs. I could definitely see him liking them.
And there's probably some of his actions they wouldn't agree with. So, I mean, it all works out, right?
Yeah, but I mean, the statement from him, yeah, that's plausible. It's very plausible.
Yeah, and they got the okay to do What Have We Done? And, man, that song is, my God. I love that.
For those of you who have not listened to it, I don't usually say pause us. But pause us, open another tab on YouTube, Bone Thugs and Harmony, What Have We Done?
Oh man.
That was on the mixtape version. The Unified mixtape.
That song came out so many different because it wasn't on Unified because I think there was right problems with it.
Yeah.
But because of Michael's passing. But it was on that. It was on a few different mixtapes. Like they definitely released that different ways, any way they could.
It was. And actually, they had the Unified press conference, and they played that before they played other Unified music.
Yes, they did. Yeah, no, that song. Just for those of you who aren't familiar, well, you hear it, you'll know exactly what song it's from. But it's from Michael Jackson's Earth Song,
right?
Where he's just like standing around and like the world starts getting destroyed by nuclear bombs or whatever, and like he's just standing there and the wind's blowing, he's just like dancing and singing. Yeah, they used some of the vocals for that, and I was listening to that song the other day because my wife loves Mikey, and she was listening to that song, and I was like, you know what? Listen, I'm like, it really, I don't hear where they got the sample from for What Have We Done? Like I hear the same words. But I don't hear this.
It wasn't in their hook is part of his verse.
Right, but when you listen to it, it doesn't sound the same. I'm not saying that Michael went and recorded something just for Bone. But it doesn't sound the same. Like the cadence to it, like, it just doesn't have the same flow. It's almost like either they got privileged to verses, maybe recordings or something, that were never officially released by Michael. That they'd make the final cut for it, but it just doesn't have the same. But granted, I mean, they could have just edited it. The producer could have just edited it a little differently to make it sound a little different. But nothing matches.
It doesn't match, and that's a very interesting idea that he would have. That would be amazing if he did that.
Like I said, I'm not saying that he went and recorded just for them. I don't think that was the case.
Probably not, but it would be amazing.
Because I would feel that if he did, they would have said that shit.
Oh yeah,
they would have been like, "Oh no, not that he okayed a sampling." Like, no, Michael's on this track with us. Like, so that's why I'm not saying that because I don't think that was the case. But I think he may have given them vocals from when the song was recorded, but maybe not the official. Final was maybe just like, oh, here's a bunch of stuff from here, work with what you want and have at it.
Right.
Yeah. Or the producer may just slowed it down just enough where the voice didn't really get changed, but changes the cadence a little bit. I mean, who knows? I don't mess with it. As far as my production goes, is putting intros and outros on podcasts. As far as my.
But I mean, that song's a good example again of their growth and their style. Like, it's literally. Not literally, but it's almost a slower Change the World.
Right. I can remember back in middle school, because that's where me and Mark, the guy we were talking about earlier, that's where me and him first connected, was in middle school, 7th grade. And I even told Busy Bone that he and I met in 7th grade, and what brought us as friends was our fandom and love of Bone.
I remember that. And then he said, "Yo, tell Flesh."
Right. Yeah, he did. And
he made sure to say, "Yo, tell Flesh."
Right.
Yo,
and so I don't remember the hell I was going with that, but that happened. No,
Change the world.
Yeah, change the world. Empty stomach and beer doesn't work. But yeah, like you go from, bro. I really lost my train of thought on that.
You go from something on the same album as Change the World, and then you go to Change the World?
No, bro.
Like, what else was on Change the World album?
Everything. That had nothing to do with Change the World. It had nothing to do with Change the World.
I thought we were going to talk about their transition of style from song to song on an album.
Yeah.
Like, was it No Surrender and Change the World?
Bro, I lost it.
You lost it.
I lost the complete where I was going.
But yo,
damn.
Look, man, Bone.
Because it was Michael Jackson. We were talking about.
What have we done?
What have we done?
Yeah.
Oh, boom. Got it back.
Nice.
Now the wife texts me. Now I might lose it again. She wants tacos. You want tacos?
Tacos is good, man. Let's do it. Hey, y'all want tacos?
Too bad. So what I was going at with going back to Mark and how we met on that was because you were mentioning how the growth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my thing was that back then, so that was 7th grade. So you're looking at 97,
mm-hmm.
right? Art of War would have just came out.
Yeah.
But I remember back then that Bone Thugs was one of those groups that you could mention Bone Thugs to anybody who listened to hip hop. They knew who they were. You could mention that to any headbanger in class, any rock kid. They knew who Bone Thugs were and they listened to them.
Right.
Bone Thugs broke genres without having to make actual rock music.
The music connected with a lot of people, man.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, people in general listen to their music not as, oh, these are rappers. They listen to that as this is music.
Right.
Because, I mean, back in that time, like, if you were a kid that liked rock music, you're a rocker, you didn't listen to rap music. You hated it. Oh, rap is crap. Yada, yada, yada. But Bone broke genres, and unlike people like Tech Nine, who has a lot of rock influence, he worked with like ICP that really got him known by the rock community and in that type of community where you start getting that influence.
Yeah.
Bone didn't break boundaries music-wise as, oh, we're going to make like a rock type track. They didn't do that back then. But they broke that boundary with the fans without actually having to make music.
Exceptionally hard to do.
Because I think the first rock track I could think of where they had a rock influence on it was the one for Small Soldiers. For that
War.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
The remix War. Because they have War original. And it's definitely not that.
Yeah.
They have War and it's the same type of verses, but it's definitely different music and different everything. But the remix for Small Soldiers of War with Henry Rollins, that was the first thing I could think of where they had a rock music in it.
And it was fire.
I love that.
Again. Like, man. But, I mean, I actually argued with an ex. After she was an ex. Because for some reason we were still friends. I actually argued with her because she's like real Christian.
Right.
Extremely Christian. And I'm like, yo, yeah, I'm going to the Bone Thugs show. It was like a couple years ago. Yeah, I'm going to the Bone Thugs show. Oh, man, you listen to that devil music? I wanted to reach through the phone.
I would have been like,
I wanted to reach through the phone and just be like, pay attention to the things I say.
Yeah, because, they only have a song, called Hell Sent where they're killing the devil several times. But yeah, that devil music.
And then you go, like, the music, like, they have, man, what year was that? Like, 2000, like, actually the same year. You put out the song Determination.
Right.
Where they're constantly talking about the Bible. Not even that late. 2007. They have a song with Yolanda Adams called Order My Steps. Like, people just don't accept growth.
I love it.
It's like, yo, these are fathers. These are 40-year-old men now. They've matured. The style's changed.
Yep.
They're doing different things. Like, they're still some of the best rappers out there, but these are fathers, and you can see where their styles changed, been influenced by kids and families, and then you listen to Little Busy, Busy Bone's son rapping is like, yo, this is like a damn time machine, son.
Yeah, no, it definitely. I mean, granted, that's when you hear the track. When you hear the chorus, you're like, yo, this is Bone coming. And he starts rapping, and you're like, you can see it, but I'm glad he's not an exact replica of Busy. Yeah. He's going to be like, yo, he's just copying his dad. Yeah. He's definitely got his own way of doing it, and I'm a fan. I'm trying to track more of it down.
I dig the whole, the music that their kids are doing. I'm digging it. I like the
but
style.
They're also giving them...
They also have, you know, the new school influence a lot on some of it.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. You can't get away from it.
But at the same time, it's like, okay, yeah, I can kind of dig this. I can get with this.
Yeah, no, right on.
And then you got guys who, honestly, I wouldn't really expect to step out of their comfort zone and show so much love to Bone, but Game.
Yeah, Game. Well, until Whack 100 says some shit.
Yeah, Game. I don't know. Game went on vacation with that one.
But then Whack stopped.
Celebration.
Whack apparently stopped, so maybe Game came back like, "Hey, bitch, ease your shit."
The Celebration. Who was initially on that? Who initially did Celebration? Was that Game and Wiz Khalifa and Chris Brown?
I don't remember. I believe so.
I think so. But these three...
Then they did the remix with Bone.
These three relatively young guys remixed... Well, heavily sampled, basically remixed First of the Month. And it was actually not a bad song.
Not at all.
And then... Game's like, yo, I'm actually friends with Bone Thugs. I've done songs with them. Let me see if I get them to do a remix to the remix of their hit. And they did. The Celebration remix is phenomenal.
So, looking here, if this is true,
and actually a lot of music from that time, yo, that wasn't too long ago. That was their
bro.
That was around the time of their 20th anniversary cipher with DJ Quit.
It was released in 2012.
Huh.
6 years ago. So it's The Game, Chris Brown, Tyga, Wiz Khalifa, Lil Wayne, and it's loading. No, that's they just were stupid on the title and they didn't put and Lil Wayne. They just put Lil Wayne like there was more. So yeah, so Game, Lil Wayne, Chris Brown, Tyga, and Wiz Khalifa. Then they remixed it.
And these are not guys I would just get up and listen to. But they remixed First of the Month, and it wasn't bad.
Here, I'm going to see if I can play a little bit so people can hear what we're talking about. Because I'll just play it through the speakers.
West side, west side, west side, west side, west side.
So you all can definitely hear... You definitely hear the First of the Month. There's just no doubt.
And the verse is actually Crazy Bones lyrics.
I mean, they definitely
the
sampled
hook is
it.
Crazy Bones lyrics.
Yeah. Turn that off before we get sued. So there we go. That's it. But yeah, so you can definitely hear it there. And Game is a big fan of them as well. So
he's done a couple projects with him, and a couple songs with him. It's turned out pretty good. We actually mentioned that on the last one. He and Crazy Bone got on the song on a mixtape.
A few different songs actually.
That Crazy calls his mixtapes, fixtapes, which is actually appropriate.
He fixes a lot of songs.
Not only that, but also, you know, how they call
fixed.
it. Yeah, exactly.
Get my hit.
Like, yo, I need my music, Crazy. Crazy, I need a new track. Here's your fix, man.
Just call Lil Haiti Tyrone Biggums.
Hey, Crazy, you got any more tracks, Crazy? I'm jealous.
So, I mean, we could record for another 3, 4, 5 hours about Bone. Let's be honest.
But yo,
we're at about the 54-minute or 54-minute mark.
Let's just drop a couple recommendations on.
Drop it because I'm hungry as hell.
Go ahead and drop a couple recommendations.
No, you first. You said you want to do it because that gives me time to think.
They've been in the game 25 years now.
Right.
if you want an idea of where they still stand.
Oh, shit, you want new stuff?
A couple years ago, 20th anniversary cypher with DJ Quick. It's about 15 minutes, not 15.
10 minutes?
About 10 minutes of all 5 thugs just spitting.
Yeah.
YouTube, Bone Thugs 28th anniversary cypher. Check that out. That's one recommendation for you.
Now, I mean, obviously, we already said it, but I'm going to recommend What Have We Done? Because...
that was probably one of the first things they recorded when they all 5 got back together. Busy.
I don't know about first thing, but it's definitely part of the area.
It was one of them. Flex was out and Busy was back with the group.
Well, that was weird. Dickless.
Especially which ones?
Dickless Peck. Fucking Egon fell first? Man, he died in real life. Oh, the burns. So
that hurts my soul, man. Yeah. What have we done?
Yes.
Obviously, we didn't touch too much on this, but obviously, Bone Thugs goes through a lot of personnel issues on their roster. Busy took his time away, and Fletch was locked up. The Unified album was the first time we saw all 5 of them in at least a decade. And What We've Done was one of the premiere songs they recorded and dropped. So we would definitely recommend that. The 20th anniversary cypher from a couple years ago.
Right.
If you aren't a huge Bone fan, but you're more of a casual person, we'll go a little further back in the archives. Bone Thugs and Harmony featuring Phil Collins.
Oh God, you're going back.
Home. Now, this isn't the stereotypical thuggish, ruggish, but there's still an edge to it, while it's still a song that you probably would get away with playing around your mom.
So, I'm going to go off, and I know it's not Bone, it's member of Bone. Crazy.
Yeah.
He does a lot more of the solo stuff, besides Busy puts out a lot of stuff.
Right.
But there's this one song. It's called Ride For Me. I'm going to play it real quick just to give it a little sample.
Ride for me,
It's him and one of his artists named Kane.
I'm racing against all my demons, driving a winner.
This shit goes crazy.
Got my foot on the pedal, but I'm going nowhere. I mean, I don't know where.
Just to give you the idea that Bone's not stuck in the 90s, that they're doing new stuff that goes hard. And this is where I also say that you put a mumble rapper on something like this, they can even make it sound good too.
Right.
And then Crazy or any artist can come through and rip it. You gotta talk over a little bit so we don't get sued for it. We gotta make it sound a little different. Here comes Cray. Damn. Boom. If you can hear that and not be like, yo, that shit is hard, that he knows what he's doing, that he's delivering, if you say that he cannot do that, that is not good, you're crazy. You're crazier than crazy.
No pun intended.
So, I mean, then I could probably sit here for hours, pick out recommendations. I'm not going to drive myself crazy. My stomach is hungry. I'm going to go grab me some Taco Bell. Shameless plug. Please, support us, Taco Bell. Become a sponsor.
True that.
Give me some money and I'll continue eating your shit.
But we mentioned earlier that we got into a couple shows with Bone Thugs.
You're right.
Yeah, we got into a couple shows with Bone Thugs thanks to Big Sloan.
Yes.
And he actually had a song with Lazy on Lazy's album a couple years ago, Truth in Definition. Like, yo, I'm trying to remember the name.
Sloan is sick. Every time he's at one of his shows and he goes up there and he raps a cappella. Sloan is sick. You trying to remember the song name?
Trying to remember the name of the song. It was another one of the zones where I was on the Xbox 360 where you can rip music.
Right.
Yo, I had that song playing in my NBA arenas, my Madden arenas.
So here's the thing.
Wrestling arenas.
Just to give you all a heads up on how we do these podcasts. We're like, hey, you want to get together and record? We're like, yeah, let's do it. And then we get together and record. We don't really prep anything. We don't sit there and take like show notes like, oh, we're going to discuss this, that, this, and that. Because if we did, we'd have the song names already up. We would know exactly which ones they were. We wouldn't be sitting on our phones trying to find them. So this is raw and real. We just kind of wing it. And, we get some good content.
Yeah. There it is. Top of the list.
That is loud. Turn that down. You just like killed people's eardrums with that.
It's Lazy Bone and Big Sloan. It's called Top of the List. It's one of them songs I recommend to you guys.
How you feeling, man?
Comes on a little bit later, and we've heard them guys where Bones bringing in these other artists, family obviously.
Yeah,
but
Sloan's
he definitely stands on his own too.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
He stands on his own 2 feet, and that acapella you mentioned, I never get tired of it. Yo.
No, he does it every concert.
He does it. Like he'll do a different song, but then he'll do that acapella just as his outro.
Yeah, and it's always raw.
Amazing. He stands on his own too. Shout outs to Big Sloan and Keith G. We hung out with.
G the Bum.
Who we've hung out with at the Bone shows, and shout outs to Bone Thugs and Harmony. Every time we see him, show after party, it's always love. They're always humble, and they always bring the fire at the show. I cannot stress this enough. If you are not a fan of Bone Thugs and Harmony, you think they fell off, message me. Message Weizie. We will give you more education.
Bone Thugs is the best. Change our minds.
There you go. It's 2018. We on the mean game. Change our minds.
So on that, we're going to be riding out of here in a few minutes. We got to get some food. The wife is up there texting me every day. I want this, I want that. So we got to get going. But you can hit us up. You can hit us up on our Facebook page over at Blood, Sweat, and Bars. You can hit us up on our Instagram at Blood, Sweat, and Bars. You can also check out our, community, production or whatever, because we're all part of the NKAA Entertainment portal or whatever.
Yes,
you can check us out at the NKAA Entertainment Facebook page. You can also check out our YouTube page, which is NKAA Entertainment, where we have our podcasts such as this one, Blood, Sweat, and Bars. We've also got our video game podcast, which has no name yet because we're lazy. And then that's what it should be. Has no name yet because we're lazy. I like that. We should run with that. So, and then it also has...
we come up with an acronym. Couldn't think of a better name. We could do that.
And then we've also got a wrestling podcast for all you people that like to watch guys wrestle and beat the shit out of each other in a storyline and think it's real, but it's really fake. And then we've also got
it's soap operas for grown men.
It is, 100%. And then we've also got a collectibles one where we talk about all kinds of pop culture shit and collectibles and action figures, all kinds of stuff, which is what fell earlier. It was kind of weird where Walter Peck from Ghostbusters fell into a library ghost who then knocked over Egon. It was really strange. But that's what happened. So, check us out there. You can also reach us through Facebook. If you want to throw a comment on the YouTube page, you want to like it, subscribe, tell us we're full of shit. Tell us we're not. Argue with us. You can try. We ain't gonna give a shit. Fucking Haiti went to school for debate, so you can try arguing with us.
It is.
We gonna win. But
it is what it is.
Come at us.
You can disagree with us on pretty much anything we say on the other 3 episodes so far. You will not win this one. Bone Thugs and Harmony is the truth. You will not win if you oppose this concept, son.
Come at me, fam. On that, we're gonna get out of here. This is Weizie signing out.
It's LiL Haiti, y'all. Peace out.
Later.
Please don't sue us for broke.
Don't stop, still maintain. They got quick flow, flaming high. Tries if you think we're not live enough to take your spot.
In these days and times of my life, even though I hustle, even though I struggle. In these days and times of my life, even though Universe, one verse, five the best. Lazy, crazy, busy, rich, fresh. Universe, one verse, five the best.